Are you prepared for the bull run in 2025? A lot of people think they are, but I believe they are going to miss the big narrative shift. They are changing in front of our eyes, yet a lot of people are blinded to it, too busy with the holidays and sitting back enjoying family while the big money is starting to pivot. In this video, I want to go over all the data on why I believe these two sectors will be the biggest in the up and coming bull run, and what am I looking for as world-changing technology, and why do I believe that. We're also going to get into macroeconomic data. We do not move the market. The big money moves the market in big fiscal policy. So what's happening with everything globally? It's very important for us to look at it. You do not move the market. You have to go where the market is moving. Guys, it's going to be a great video. We're going to get into everything 2025 and more. I love you all. This is never financial advice. The market sentiment is changing right in front of our eyes. You can see we are no longer trending all meme coins. These are utility plays. So what does that mean? We are seeing things blow up right in front of our eyes, but these might be too big for us. Maybe I am wanting some lower cap opportunities, the 50x, the 100x, the more risky, more reward. Virtuals protocol AI agents on base has absolutely blown up. You can see how young this chart is and how much it has just exploded in just a couple weeks time. A 6x virtuals protocol sitting at a $3.4 billion market cap, and the data is pointing to show here on DeFi Llama that base is where the big money is going. There's a couple chains, Sui and Base, but I believe Base is lagging a little bit behind, but it is not something to fade, sitting at 3.57 billion total value locked. That is more than a lot of the most major chains. And another big coin that has already ran, that was right in front of us, had a very good deal that didn't capitalize on, is Ondo Finance. This is real world assets. If we take a look at Ondo, we could see that it was sitting down here at the 50-60 cent range for months. 4 months right in front of our eyes, and then bam, hit over $2 and now sitting at $1.50, which is a $2.1 billion market cap. But what is causing this narrative shift? We need to look at the big macroeconomical environment. What's happening with interest rates? What's happening with fiscal policy all around the world? Because where the big money's going, that's where I want to go. I want to chase the big money and kind of ride the wave. Don't create the wave, ride the wave. Be the surfboard, don't be the actual wave. So when we come over and look at the overall crypto market cap, we are currently sitting at a $3.3 trillion market cap. Fear and greed index is starting to reset. Bitcoin hit 108. People think we're going down. This is good. We need fear and greed to reset, but altcoin index right here is only sitting at 46. We have not seen the altcoin season. We have seen meme coin runs throughout 2024, but we have only just started to see narratives shift. We have just started to see billions go into AI agents on base. We are seeing billions go into real world assets. So this is what I'm bidding right now. I'm bidding base heavily in Ethereum utility. I believe that is where all the big money is going to go. And so when we look at this, we have to look at what's happening with the interest rates. That's going to be this lead of all of this fiscal stuff. And here on Investopedia, they tell us what's the outlook for interest rates, and the Fed has calmed down the interest rate projections for next year. As you can see, Fed officials scaled back their predictions for reductions in the federal funds rate. That means interest on everything from a car note to mortgage could stay higher or longer. So Michael, why does this matter? How come buying a house is more expensive, buying a car is more expensive, but why does that have anything to do with my crypto bags pumping? Well, it's a risk on asset. Crypto is as risky of a risk on asset as it could get. So when borrowing money is more expensive, people do not want to put that into risk on assets. They would rather park that in a bond, something that could give 5-6% over 5 years, 5-6% over 10 years. If you go look at your credit union, they're offering high interest savings accounts right now, 5 or 6%. So why would you invest in any crypto that could go to zero or could give you a 10% return when you can have a guaranteed 5% return? But that is where the Dixie comes in, the DXY. And I want to come over here on Max Data app and I want to look at this. The DXY is called the US dollar index. This is basically the strength of the US dollar versus everything else in the world, USA versus everybody. And we really want this to weaken. Whenever this weakens, that means the price of assets goes up. Whenever we look at anything like crypto, when we look at Bitcoin, when we look at any asset in the world, whether it's Apple's or Bitcoin, they are all based on the US dollar. So the weaker the US dollar gets, the more US dollars you need to pay for that asset. The stronger it is, the less that you need. So that harbors the price of these assets. So when we see the DXY go down, that means the price of Bitcoin would go up. So the stronger the US dollar, the worse it is for our assets. And you just have to look at this in multiple ways. But for me, I need a weaker US dollar. But what we do need is some weakening on the US dollar to kind of balance global equities, global fiscal policy. And so we could see right here, this which was resistance back in 2017. And then we could see this high that happened right here in September of 2022 during that big illness period that we all had. But we had a double bottom here on the lows. And since then, we have been on an uptick up. And so we are waiting to see where the break is. I do not think we're going to make it back up to these fiscal policies where everyone was printing money all throughout the world, making their currencies a lot weaker. And the United States is doing this too. The United States has been printing a lot of money, making it inflationary, and that is no good. The only reason the US dollar is going up is because they suck less than other countries' currencies. That's really all it is. You're the best loser when it comes to this. We all know that fiat is declining day after day, and with this, we have seen a surge into Bitcoin, but Bitcoin dominance is starting to curve, and this is exactly what we need for altcoin season and for these plays that I am really bidding on to come through. We need Bitcoin dominance to go down and altcoins to go up. We all have to think there's only so much money in the world for cryptocurrency. So if 80% of that, 60% of that is in Bitcoin, that is trillions of dollars. Yet when that same 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trillion dollars market cap is in crypto and the Bitcoin dominance goes down, that's more money to put into altcoins. But we need risk on assets to become more prevalent, which is where the interest rates come in, which is where the DXY, the US dollar index, going down. So what is the first sector that I am bidding very heavily on going into 2025? It's something that has real world implications. This is not something that is a meme coin, and I'm going to dive into meme coins in a little bit, but this is real world assets. And of all the tokenization of real world assets, the one I am most excited about is real estate. I feel like the process of buying a home is way too hard. It takes way too long, and there's way too many middlemen, and that all needs to come on chain. And so what I want to look at is following the big money. Blackrock's 10 trillion tokenization vision, the future of real world assets. This article was back in March, and right after this article, what did we get? We got a run on real world asset coins, and I believe that is just the very taster of what we will be having. And that was just an appetizer, just a little piece of caviar, baby. I'm ready to have all the caviar. And so coming over here to X, this is Oculus. He's a very good page that has a lot of real world asset plays, and he lists a lot of low cap real world assets plays. Relio, Prop C, Props, HTS, and YBR. The one that I'm personally allocated very heavily into is HTX. This is home 3. I have a video about this, guys, but one reason I'm so bullish on this play and just this narrative and all is what they are really trying to focus on. They're trying to focus on making home ownership and buying equity into a home a lot easier. We got to think about NFTs, non-fungible tokens. That's life-changing, but I'm not talking about your JPEGs. I'm not talking about the $1 million apes. I'm talking about, imagine a home that is made of an NFT, and I could sell you 2% of that home just with the transaction on my smartphone, all on chain, all verifiable. That's what's coming to real world assets right here. And the reason I'm so bullish on HTS, sitting at under a $4 million market cap right now, is because they launched pretty much a stealth launch about 6 months ago, and they've just been working on building out this app. They've been building out the infrastructure, but look what's about to start. Centralized exchange listings, and then they're going to start product marketing campaign. So I personally believe I'm extremely early on this. This is something that could make me a lot of money. This is something that could lose me all my money, but I'm very bullish on this sector, and I'm trying to follow the big money here behind BlackRock's $10 trillion tokenization vision. And so with Home 3, that is one of my bids, but there is a lot more in this realm. As you can see here, they have Relio, Prop C. This is all around the same narrative. Ondo is very good. This is, like you see, backed by Coinbase, backed by a lot of big players, and this is sitting at a $2 billion market cap. There is no reason to me this couldn't go to 50, 60 billion, 100 billion. So this could definitely still be a very good play, and I believe this is where we're going to see a lot of the big money flowing into. A lot of the big money is not initially going to flow into something that's a $4 million market cap. It's going to flow into what they consider safer plays with Ondo Finance. I'm just personally in my portfolio going more risky for more reward. But as always, guys, and this is ever financial advice, this is extremely risky. But the next narrative that I'm going to is something else that I believe is going to change the world, and something that I believe is extremely important that we bring on chain. There's a lot of dangers in these two words, artificial intelligence, and having it all on chain, all verifiable, and all open source, I believe is extremely important for humanity. And so something that I want to bid high on is artificial intelligence agents. We looked at Virtual's protocol earlier, built on base chain, how it ran up to over a $3 billion market cap when the only other thing running was memes. We also had AIXBT by Virtuals run up to over a $300 million market cap. This is an AI agent on X that he talks constantly. You can ask him questions. Just tag at AIXBT. It's really, really cool. And this is just the tip of the iceberg for all of this. I really believe that these AI agents are going to be something that we use for our everyday lives. I really believe we're going to open up our computer, and right here, sitting here, we're going to have an AI agent that can do everything for us. It can write scripts for us. It can read all of our emails and summarize them for us and give us responses that all we have to do is tell it to go and send those responses. But artificial intelligence with virtuals, and as we can see this chart, this is just the tip of the iceberg. So I'm wanting to flow in behind this and try to find the gems, in this era, in this area right here that are very, very good. I really like Netmine token. I really like a few. I really like Spectral AI, which I have talked about recently on X. But looking at something like Netmine token, it's sitting here at a under $100 million market cap. It's available on a few exchanges, none of the big tier 1 exchanges. But I actually have a video about Netmine. But artificial intelligence, I believe, is going to be where it goes. But everyone wants to know, well, what about these other coins we've been invested in for a long time? What about Kaspa? What about Turbo? What about memes? What is my outlook on all of these going forward? And I want to not just talk about the new plays for 2025. I want to talk about our existing plays. What are some tokens that we may be invested in that we really love and see it has a lot of potential, but may be potentially underperforming for us? And so that's where I want to get into Kaspa. Kaspa has been struggling as of late, guys. This is not FUD. This is not anything like that. What is happening with Kaspa right now is that smart contracts are not available right now. And so what we are seeing a lot of money flow into chains like Base, flow into chains like Sui, things that already have the smart contract capability. And what I'm wanting to see is if this trend line can hold up. We had a resistance here. And then we became a support, and we became a support. If this turns into a rounded top and folds, we could see this level right here. We could see the 5 to 6 cent range, but we just have to see how the market really takes on to Kaspa not having smart contracts. Ever since KRC20 released, they have been going down. The market wants smart contracts. That is why you have been seeing Sui and all these others be back. But I still think Kaspa is an extremely good play long term. I believe it is proof of work. I do believe it is the silver to Bitcoin's gold. However, Right now, it is not being taken on. But one thing that I do want to think about is, could Kaspa be a runner during the bear market? Say smart contracts are a year out, a year and a half out. Could we see those come during the bear market and Kaspa have all that attention and all that liquidity on its own during a bear market? It would be very similar to what happened when Kaspa first launched. Kaspa did like a 40-50x in just a matter of months whenever it was in the bear market. All the money was flowing to it. What about beloved Turbo? What are we seeing here with the memes? If we go back a month, we could see after the Coinbase listing, it hit 0.014, and now it is back to under a penny, sitting at a $652 million market cap. So I do think we are seeing a narrative shift away from memes. You know, we've been seeing a lot of sell-offs recently. Hoppy's been selling off. Even Pepe and the big memes have really been selling off. But I want to pair memes with something of potential utility. So what about artificial intelligence and memes? Well, I believe Turbo does fit that bill. If we take a look at Turbo, they recently partnered with Near Protocol, or Near Protocol integrated them into it to have their own Turbo chain. So now that's bringing utility to an artificial intelligence token. Another one that y'all know I've talked about and I am a heavy investor in is this Beats on Base. This is another type of artificial intelligence agent, very similar to the AI XBT that I showed you over here, that you can go talk to on X and it can tell you stuff. This one can create images. It can even launch new crypto tokens. It's only sitting at a $1.35 million market cap, guys. Very low market cap. I think the high was around 4 million. I am a heavy investor in this, and I have been doing giveaways that I haven't been paid anything for, but I just like to give free stuff away from the Freeman of Finance family. So if Beats wants to give it, they can do it. But that's what I really want to be looking for when it comes to the memes, is things that are tied in with artificial intelligence, kind of giving it dual narrative, because I do believe that the narrative is shifting. We can see that on all the trends, on whether it's Google trends or just going to CoinMarketCap to see recent listings. But how can you find these plays on your own? Well, let's get into it. If you want to find the place, what I recommend doing is doing your own research. But how can you do your own research? Come over here to CoinMarketCap, click on RWA, for instance, and then come here, okay? I don't want to be doing research on Avalanche, Chainlink, HBAR, but what I do want to be doing is diving into these 1 to 50 million market cap potentially. Let's go over to this realm and really take a look at these, and I'll show you exactly what I do. So you could come here and find prop base. That is one of them that was listed right here on the Oculus, right here, props. So you click on it, take a look at it. Now let's go dive into the white paper. You actually have to read. Go to the website, download the white paper, download the light paper, actually read it. Look at the roadmap. See what the team is wanting to do. Look at the tokenomics, okay? Don't go into that blindly. If they're going to be very inflationary, if they have a large team allocation, guys, you have to do your own research, but this is exactly how you do it. Go see. A lot of times they post a lot of stuff on X. You can see right here, best performing RWA projects in 2024. What I want to find is the best ones for 2025. That is what I want to do, but just do this kind of research, okay? Look at what they're doing. Like, this is just prop based, for instance, okay? Buy property tokens, earn passive income, trade property tokens. Okay, if that's not something you're interested in, that's totally fine. Go back, start again. If you're not into real world assets, that's totally fine. Go back, start again. Go to AI, for instance, and do the same thing. Find the stuff nobody's talking about and leave it down in the comments, and I will do my own research on it and bring you guys videos. That's exactly how I found Netmind. I was on here scrolling, looking for lower market cap plays that I thought could be extremely good, because there's a lot of gems here, guys. There's a lot of gems. All these coins that are at $1 billion, $2 billion market cap, they started at somewhere, and that number was 0 plus liquidity, very low. So one of these that we're scrolling through will be the next big thing. Octaspace is one that I found over about 6 months ago. This person right here thinks it'll flip render. It totally could. It might not, but it might. But it's a $40 million market cap, and people have to do their own research and really look at what they are buying. This is actually a layer 1 right here. Very cool. Very, very cool project, man. They're also on Ethereum. They're also on BNB chain, but just do your own research, guys. Go look at the tokenomics, read the white paper. Don't ever just listen to YouTube or just listen to X on what to buy for yourself. Sure, those are tools in your tool belt. Those are tools. That is research, but don't let it be the end all be all of your research. But guys, I'm bidding heavily real world assets and artificial intelligence, and specifically artificial intelligence on base. Guys, let me know what you think and let me know some gems down below, and I'll be more than happy to do research on it and let you guys know. Watch this video up above, and if you're not a part of the Free Minute Finance family, come here. What are you doing? Subscribe. I love you all.